Amazon is one of the most powerful companies in the world, but the engine that powers its empire isn't online shopping. It's something most Amazon customers have never even seen. A system that now makes tens of billions of dollars a year and quietly powers huge parts of the internet itself. But when Amazon first started building it, the idea sounded insane. Amazon decided to spend $300 million on a business that had nothing to do with selling products, a gamble that could have easily destroyed the company. Instead, it built the foundation of Amazon's empire. This is the story of the $300 million bet that created Amazon Web Services. At the start of the 2000s, Amazon was surviving, but barely. The dot-com crash had wiped out hundreds of internet companies, and investors were still skeptical of tech businesses. Amazon's profits were thin, and many people still saw the company as nothing more than an online bookstore that had expanded into retail. But behind the scenes, Amazon had built something incredibly complex. Running Amazon's website required huge amounts of computing power, servers, and internal software systems. And every time Amazon's engineers tried to launch a new feature or tool, they ran into the same frustrating problem. It took months. Even small product updates required buying hardware, setting up servers, configuring systems, and maintaining infrastructure, all before writing a single line of code. Teams inside Amazon spent more time dealing with servers than building products. And if a project failed, the expensive hardware would simply sit there unused. Millions of dollars wasted. But Jeff Bezos noticed something interesting. The infrastructure Amazon had built to run its website was incredibly powerful. And more importantly, Amazon wasn't the only company facing this problem. Every startup on the internet needed computing power. But building data centers was incredibly expensive. Most startups simply couldn't afford it. So Bezos asked a strange question. What if Amazon rented its computing infrastructure to other companies? Instead of building their own servers, developers could rent Amazon's. They could access computing power, storage, and servers instantly, whenever they needed it. No hardware, no installation, no massive upfront costs. Just log in and start building. Today we call this cloud computing, but back then the idea sounded ridiculous. At the time, companies didn't trust putting their data on someone else's servers, especially not a retailer like Amazon. Even inside Amazon, many executives questioned the idea. Why spend hundreds of millions building infrastructure for other companies? Amazon was supposed to be an online store, not a technology platform. But Bezos believed something most people didn't see yet. In the future, every company would become a software company, and every software company would need computing power, lots of it. So Amazon moved forward. In 2006, the company quietly launched Amazon Web Services. But building AWS required enormous investment. Amazon had to construct massive data centers around the world, filled with thousands of servers. Each facility cost tens of millions of dollars. Cooling systems, networking infrastructure, security, and all of it had to be built before Amazon even knew if customers would show up. If the idea failed, Amazon would be stuck with billions of dollars in unused infrastructure. At first, AWS grew slowly, mostly small startups experimenting with the platform. But then something incredible happened. The startups using AWS started becoming giants. Netflix streamed video using AWS. Airbnb scaled its entire platform using AWS. Uber built its infrastructure on AWS. Instead of building their own data centers, these companies simply rented Amazon's. And as these companies exploded in size, so did AWS. Today, AWS generates tens of billions of dollars every year and has become one of the most profitable businesses in the world. In many years, AWS produces most of Amazon's total operating income, which means something surprising. The company famous for shipping boxes is actually powered by cloud computing. Jeff Bezos once said, "Your margin is my opportunity." Most companies looked at servers as a cost. Amazon turned them into a product. And by solving its own problem, Amazon accidentally built the infrastructure for the modern internet. A risky $300 million bet. That built Amazon's empire.